My experience with ABC Taxis has been very efficient. They're a very reliable company. I've used them on many, many occasions, to and from of an evening out, and they've never let me down. And I have felt that if I've ever had any issues with them, the problem's been sorted very, very quickly. But generally, they're an excellent company to use.
I always use ABC Taxis because they're always on time. And the cars are neat and clean and lovely cars, and the drivers are very friendly, and the prices are reasonable.
Yeah, I like ABC Taxis. I've had a long-standing relationship with them. They've always been very reliable, and some of the drivers are quite individual, and they recognise you and give you extra attention. So that's very nice to have.
Yeah, well, I like ABC Taxis because they just seem out of the norm, just very friendly people, they're not charging around the city as if, they're desperate to get to the next job. They're always polite. They're some really interesting characters, and I don't know, I just feel sort of safe with them. Like, I'm not going to be ripped off. Had a really good experience the other week where I left my reading glasses in the back of the car. Got a penny for every time I did that, but they came back. I was at Cinema City, and they actually came back with the glasses. This guy wandering around looking for me, and it's really unique, it seems. Yeah.
Well, my experience of ABC Taxis is the fact that the drivers are so friendly. It's such a reliable service, very, very trustworthy, and I would never use anybody else but ABC.
When I have had an issue with ABC Taxis, I have got in contact with the directors, and they've been very, very pleased to hear my feedback. And I know that they've sorted any problems I've had out, because I know that they want to improve their business all the time, and I know everything's been dealt with, and they've sorted the problem out. So it's been really, really good, very, very reliable.
Well, I've grown up in Norwich. I've always used ABC Taxis because it's a very easy number to remember. They've always been reliable. They're always available. Got great cars, great drivers. That's why I've used them.
What I like about having a corporate account with ABC Taxis is manyfold. Firstly, it's good value for money because how it works is the account that I have is through Access to Work because I have problems using public transport. So we've set up an account, but the guys at Access to Work do insist on it being good value for money. And ABC actually came out at the best value. But what I didn't want was a company that was actually going to be poor in quality. So that there's actually a lot of quality going on there as well. So, I'm very pleased with the service that I get. It's very reliable, and I get on with all the drivers very well, and we have a good laugh.
I will continue to use ABC Taxis. They are a very efficient company. They've never let me down. I have used other companies in the past. They have not turned up. I live out in the country, and I need reliability. So for the future, ABC Taxis is the company for me.
Well, we here at Future Radio have recently gone into partnership with ABC Taxis. We're very keen to associate our brand with their brand being very professional and well known in Norwich. ABC currently sponsor our Going Out guides, and we have a very catchy jingle which lots of people sing. They sponsor our Going Out guides on breakfast and drive shows.
The thing that I really valued when I was quite a few years ago, when my daughter was a teenager and I was living on my own with her, and she used to want to go out night clubbing and can you pick me up at 3 o'clock in the morning? No, I don't really want to. So I had an arrangement with the taxi company, and if she ever needed them, that they would bring her home and I'd sort out any payments. And later on she was been in a few situations that were a bit uncomfortable for her, and she just called the taxi company, and because they knew her so well, they went and helped her out, which was something I could never have done as an individual. So that was a really extra valuable thing that they did, and I've always appreciated that.
I think from a point of view of somebody with very specific needs, there are lots of things that actually help me out. One is the ringback service. Before they started doing that, I found it very, very difficult to work out whether it was a taxi outside or just a car. So you could actually find yourself just getting into any vehicle whatsoever, you were never quite sure. But the guys will actually get out and come round and help me, but they'll do whatever whatever I need. They won't assume that I need help when I don't, and they're not patronising or anything like that. They just take it as it comes. They're very perceptive in that respect. I did have one driver come in and help me find my handbag when I couldn't find it one morning, and they have had to come back when I've left the doggies harness in the car and stuff like that. So, and I must say that generally speaking, the best taxi driver turns up to suit the counselling job that I give them when I go home from work. So I do like them as my personal counselling service, I must say. They're good listeners.
I've many a time called ABC taxis at, say, 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and it's always really, really prompt service, even in the middle of the night. Sometimes for Future Radio, I had to come in at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, had to order a taxi. ABC taxi is always my first port to call because they're so reliable and always on time.
Yeah, and I like the ABC taxi. I mean, similarly, I sort of recommend it to people who come sort of a bit, my sort of female friends who are a bit anxious, sort of travelling late at night, because it's very, very safe, reliable, good company. Yeah, and just from talking to the drivers, which I do a lot when I've had journeys, you can see they're selected, well selected, and well trained. Yeah.
ABC taxis for me are friendly, reliable, and I love them. Brilliant.
We represent the 120 drivers for ABC Taxis, and we're passionate about offering great service.
Quality service.
Reliable service.
The best service.